Right, legends. I clicked the Streameroonie NT button. How are we doing? We are back. We are fired up and ready for these charts. I got freaking fast internet now, so everything should be nice and smooth and clear. Guys, in the chat, tell us where you're from, where you're watching from. Hit the like button, guys. If you're watching, if you're a replay viewer, always watch these full videos. We've got the team on the channel. We've got Smallio and the Crypto Viking. How are you, legends, doing? All good?
What is good?
Hey.
What is up?
We're ready, aren't we? So we're going to do this, guys. In this video, I'm going to go through my charts now, do my analysis. Then we're going to go through 5 altcoins, really good altcoins to buy, because obviously Bitcoin is doing, we're going to beat on the same drum again and say it's long until proven otherwise. But we're going to go through the levels. We're going to go through the charts. We're going to tell you what to look for if Bitcoin maybe will, look for a breakdown here. And maybe this could even be the top. It's still unsure or unknown that if this is the top or not. And there is a probability chance it could be, but we'll go through all the scenarios. But yeah, we're going to go through this, guys. We're going to do the giveaway as well, the lifetime giveaway. So someone's going to win a lifetime subscription in this video. And we're going to give away 5. Fuck it. We'll do 5. 5 monthly subscriptions this video. So 5 people can win a monthly subscription in this video. Literally mental. Just wait. We'll do it. We'll do them as the stream goes along. We'll do a lifetime giveaway as well at the end from last week. So we'll announce the winner. And we'll do 5 altcoins, which we think as a team in my community, in our VIP group, we've been talking about them, which altcoins we think are good. And we'll talk about Bitcoin and the order books. We'll go through everything, legends. We're going to whip through the CBBI. Look, Bitcoin's at number 9. We're in the top 10. Bitcoin, the people of Bitcoin, we're in the top 10 now. Biggest assets in Z world. There might be a few other ones in here which aren't recorded, say some companies maybe in Saudi or Russia. But overall in this list, we've got 9. Bitcoin is number 9. Absolutely phenomenal. And guys, this number just keeps on increasing. So the amount of Bitcoin owned by institutions is now at 12.131%. Pretty crazy. We'll go through some alts in a second. And it's all looking good. We'll go for the dealers as well. I forgot to mention the dealers. And let's get into this, guys. Long to short ratio, I'll quickly refresh that as well. So, guys, yeah, obviously what I'm going to say. You're long until proven otherwise. The market is still going up. We haven't broken any systemic structure yet on a higher time frame. You can see here, actually, this yellow line is very important. This is the 2021 first bull market high. And you can see it's a KSR level. We have resistance coming into it. Obviously, it came a little bit front run. We have a deviation of it, support, all the way back to support. So this is a very clear level for me. And I do think the top side of this range here, between these two levels, is a very crucial area. I think if we wick into this, it's okay. But I think if we lose this area between, let me get the actual numbers. I know guys get annoyed when I don't do the actual numbers because it's around 59,000, guys, between 59K and about $64,000. This area here is very, very important. And if Bitcoin did come into this, found resistance within this area and broke through it to the downside, I would actually say it's quite likely, guys, that Bitcoin would be looking at some sort of 30 to 40% correction. And let's just say in hindsight that this was the top. A 30 or 40% correction would probably take Bitcoin down to around $44,000, $45,000. And I've said from the beginning that if this is the top, which isn't confirmed yet, but if it was the top, I do think Bitcoin would go to around 48 to 42K. So this area back here, where we had to buy the rumor, sell the news of the ETF, where we had the ETF announcement coming up, everyone was fucking going crazy. We frenzied it, and then we had that nice 22% nuke. This area here is a significant level, guys, of SR, and lots of tradable action happening in here, lots of order book action, and lots of people essentially just buying and selling of each other, which creates a block, an order block. So, yeah, that's the bearish scenario, guys. At the moment, we haven't seen any of that play out. This is not right as of now in the time we are in, which is freaking this daylight saving shit is pissing me off, by the way, guys. I literally don't even know what's going on with the actual sleep cycles and shit. I don't know if you guys are struggling with it, but what was that you said? Didn't you say, Viking, weren't you saying that America's done something where it's different time? I can't remember who told me that. Maybe that was...
Yeah, they do daylight savings time before everyone else does.
Yeah, it's confusing me because we have loads of American people and customers, and I have employees in America. It's just been really freaking weird. Anyway, we're back, and I'm in Dubai as well, so it's another strange time zone. But anyway, so guys, very simple. You're long until proven otherwise. This is a support level to look to buy. If we come into it again, I will look to buy it. It's just as simple as that. If you hold above this level, it's it's a buy. It's an SR trade. If we come a little bit further into this, you could buy here as well, around $59,000. That would be a bounce trade. Yes, if we get a lower high, it could be a continuation down, continuing this trend. But it could actually end up being something like this, and then actually a higher low, and then continue up higher. So the levels to look for, guys, for buy entries is around 54,600 and then 59,200. Those two levels for me looking pretty good. There is something in the middle as well, in the mid-range of this. I'm not a mid-range guy really in what I do, but there could be something else here. If it found support, you had a confirmation, you could place something in there as well for the bounce up trade. Not looking for shorts yet, guys. We haven't any systemic breaks. There were 2 shorts you could have taken on the lower time frames. If you go into an hourly time frame, and I'll show you the bot in a second, but we spoke about this the last stream. If you are, being consistent with the Lord Dumpu shorts, this break here, guys, coming down to this support level here, see it very nicely. There was a trade to be made where you could have taken a Lord Dumpu short, which is you draw a Fibonacci retracement tool from the high to where it found support. Very nice dump trade there. Could have taken it. You also then could have taken the next one from this support up to here. Very nice. Actually, sorry, the wrong way around. Get that right for you. You could have taken another trade here as well, where you could have actually got a nice little Dumpu short in there, back up into that area. Let me get this right, actually. Let me just quickly show you where you would draw it from. So you actually go from the high to the low. Where's my fib fucking tool? So they wouldn't actually be from this low. You could do it from there as well, but actually quite nicely, again, from here, it's just every single time you're coming up from these, getting into that Fibonacci pocket. You could draw one from there as well, actually. And you're getting into these Fibonacci pockets where you can look for those continuation Lord Dumpu shorts. And essentially, this is a way to catch the top if you want to. There's many strategies out there which you can do, but this is one which would, if you were consistent with this the whole way up, this would eventually catch you the long-term top if you're looking to do that, and you can do that. What I say is that you have multiple strategies all playing at the same time. So you have a swing trading strategy, you have a scalp trading strategy, you have a DCA strategy, and an investment strategy, all doing those things at the same time. Because if you're in the swing trades, guys, like we've seen from the bot, the MDX Trading Bot has been killing these upswings. If you're in the upswings, guys, and the bot's buying for you consistently automated, and then you're playing the Lord Dumpu shorts, you can actually essentially say, okay, automated in, and then if we do get a systemic break, this is just a way of trading it, guys. You have a Lord Dumpu short here. You can essentially say, bang, I'm at the variants are ticked off. We've broken structure. The bot is sold. We come up here. You look for a short. And those 2 shorts would have been very juicy trades, guys. You could have taken those. I didn't take those myself. I've been kind of a little bit more busy with moving house and moving into this new pad of mine right now, leggies, which you can probably hear from the microphone. Brand new microphone, new internet, new fucking life, legends. And it feels good. Hopefully it's all clear. Tell me in the chat as well if everything's smooth and clear. So, take a breath. Yo, I'm just talking like fucking rapid fire tonight. So yeah, you can see, guys, we did have a little break of trend here. This is not anything to go by trend lines, but you can see Bitcoin has managed to move back up. Hasn't managed to get above the prior high yet, the local kind of micro high. But I would say on the balance of probabilities, guys, I think you probably come down to around here again, and maybe we move up. If we did get a wick through it, I'd look to buy it as well. But I still do think that the probability of the price action of Bitcoin increasing, the price going up, is more than the price going down, just because we haven't broken below $59,000-$60,000. That would be the level. And also, I just spoke to the Lord Dumpu himself, Smallio, and there's a lot of buy orders in here. And we'll look at the order books in a second, guys. We're going to go through all of the order books on Trading Light, which looks really interesting. Extra confluence there. So, yeah, with the bot, guys, we do have a buy signal on the bot as well. So the last load of trades from the MDX Trading Bot have been very, very successful trades. They've all been basically going to profit very nicely. So, I'm getting more and more skeptical about the MDX Trading Bot because the MDX Trading Bot doesn't win forever. It has drawdown periods. So the longer it's winning and winning and winning and winning and making these crazy trades like it's been doing, the closer you are becoming to the next drawdown period where it's going to start losing some trades. It doesn't just win every trade. It's not how it's impossible to have a strategy that wins everything. So, we are getting another buy signal here, which is a good sign. The numbers are looking mental, guys, in the MDX Trading Bot. You can see here, people have made like, $30,000 in the last trade. I think one guy made about, let me just quickly check it, about 15K on the last one as well. So the MDX Trading Bot is there to be your medium-term swing trading strategy. I've been using it for years. Again, guys, you can use that on Bingx. Just use the link in the description to sign up. And this is a kind of a swing trading strategy you can use. And then if it's long, fine, we might get the next swing up. Okay, great. And then look for those Lord Dumpu shorts on the way down. And that's how you can catch the top, essentially. That's how you can do it, okay? So that's kind of really it, legends. There's not much else we can talk about in terms of Bitcoin. The only thing else I could say is that the CBBI has absolutely gone just ridiculously like crazy. Like this is very, very high for this point in the market cycle. And this is another thing which I'm saying to myself, let's actually clean this up a little bit. I'm on the lower time frames. Let's just zip out a second, guys, onto the medium term time frames and just tell you what my medium term thesis is. I do think, guys, we're going to get a nice deep correction, I do think, during the halving period. It doesn't have to happen. That's why we're long until proven otherwise. I'm not betting on that. I'm not going to say, okay, I think there's going to be a dump, so I'm going to bet on it now with no confirmation of that. But looking at the prior cycles, you know, every single time we have a halving, we've had these lull phases, if not dumps. Again, this market cycle, we had a lull phase, if not dumps. And I don't think it's going to be any different. If it is different, fine. We're long until proven otherwise, guys. We're buying on the rhythm support, and the price action will just continuously go up. Fine. But I do think between here and the halving period, I do think we're going to get some sort of downwards period. The CBBI has really rapidly moved up to 82, guys. You know, this is very aggressive. We're actually getting into the red zone right now in the CBBI. If you look at this chart, if I zoom in on it, you can see here that the color of this Bitcoin price action is actually getting to quite toppy territory. Let me just see what we got here. I think we've got a $1 million buy. That's interesting. Let me turn that off. So on the CBBI, guys, we do have, you know, we're coming up into these red or orange zones, which is essentially saying potentially we could be coming to a top, a long-term top or a medium to short-term top. Because you got to remember that we went to $60,000, 69,000. So it went to 65K on the first Bitcoin move in 2021. And we got into this crazy red, and we came down, and we actually made a new high. So I'm not saying it can't make a new high again, because I do think Bitcoin will go to a higher price than it is now for this whole market cycle. But this is very, very hot. And it's just a shot across the bow, really. You know, at the end of the day, 82 on prior cycles, you know, before halving, we'd only ever got to about 40, 50. On this cycle, we're at 82 already. You know, that could be because all the supply of Bitcoin's been bought up, and doesn't mean that this cycle can't be completely different to the prior cycle. I'm just saying that very rapid move to the upside, guys. We also do have the long to short ratio beginning to come towards the long side. It's not there yet. 60% long is still not there yet. If it was 76, it was 70, 75, 80%, I'd be like, okay, maybe we're getting somewhere. But very, very aggressive on the CBBI. You know, it could go to 100 and then back down, then 100 again. We did it. Actually, you know, going back a long time ago, back into 2013, we did get to 87 on the CBBI for the first high, and then they had the cyclical bear movement within the bull market, and then we actually went to 100. So it's not impossible for this to happen, obviously. I'm just saying that it's quite aggressive. And on the balance of probabilities on the medium term, I do think Bitcoin's going to have probably a 30 to 40% correction between here. You know, it's very difficult to know the velocity, but I'd say between here and $100,000, it's very likely we're going to get something which is going to mean the price action of Bitcoin is falling, not rising. I think it's unlikely it's just going to be all the way. It could be all the way to $100,000, but if it goes all the way there, I do think we're going to have some sort of downwards phase. If not, fine. Like I said, guys, this is just what I'm looking at. I can't start betting against this and shorting into an uptrending market. The trend is your friend. We know the dude, the Gareth, the man. Go on Twitter. This guy, let's read it out to you. This brother, he fucked it. Okay, you don't want to be Gareth Soloway. You don't want to have a man bun, a rat bun, and bet against the trend. You know, 25 years of trading this guy's been doing, and he essentially got the simplest trading principle wrong, which is go with the trend. So I'm not telling you right now to start shorting because, Max said there's going to be a nuke through the halving. No, we're long to prove it otherwise, buy the support, but I do think we will get it, and then that'll be another opportunity to then buy in with cash, DCA, and then actually potentially some short trades if we get a Lord Dumpu setup. And the Lord Dumpu setup, like I just said, is the nice clean sell of the retest of the high. So if you go on the daily time frame, actually on the hourly, make it real simple, guys. You can actually say to yourself, okay, look, if you get a systemic break back to the prior support, that's the first crack. Back down here, the short would be there, which is a Fibonacci 618 or 786. So that's kind of where we are, guys. And also, like I said, infinite market cap Bitcoin is mooning very quickly, but we're just getting close, leggies. We're just getting there. We're getting close. I'm going to go through some altcoins now. I'm going to call in someone else to have a look at this. And then, yeah, just to say, guys, for these uptrending markets, you want to be automating a whole load of your cash. You can use the MDX algo indicators to automate. You can use the MDX Trading Bot. All of these things are great for those swing up markets where the market is essentially rallying and you just have a laddered in dynamic stop loss to catch those swings. Have 25%, which is your DCA strategy, 25% swing, 25% scalp, and 25% investments in altcoins. And then this is the way to trade to be successful, guys, in this market. The title of this video is trade Bitcoin like this to be successful. And that is the way to do it. You need to have four parts of your strategy, which you're doing all simultaneously to catch and cover and essentially play chess against the market. Like everything's covered, okay? So the MDX Trading Bot's one way you can do it, everything like that, and then covering those calls. But my hunch is that we continue higher if we hold above between this area here, this area of consolidation, just to completely get this out of the way. This area here, If we lose this area in general, I think we're going to go much lower. I think it's a 30-40% correction. But if we're above it, guys, we're above support here, I think it's a buy. And I think we continue up higher. And I think that's all we can say about the itty bitty. And I think the Lord, the Dumpu himself, you have some pretty interesting stuff actually to show us, bro, in terms of the order book. So, like, what do you think, mate? What's the short term, medium term, long term? And also give us some altcoins. We'll go into altcoins after this in a second. I think someone just knocked on my door. What the fuck? But yeah, so let's go through what you think, bro. And
yeah, so essentially, I'm kind of in the same boat. I think that really Bitcoin here is still in a great place. I don't see. I think we'll just do this first actually and bring this up.
Yeah, show the order books, bro. What you're saying. I think this is really interesting.
So I think once it loads here, there's just so many orders below us, and I just really struggle to see this breaking down from here. Regardless of what people want to say, how bearish they get, it's like triple what we had down here, and this was just rock solid. And I just think, there's literally nothing above us, and there's already people coming in and bidding in this local area. For me, like we just talked about, I think it's either a bounce here and then Lord Dumpu up to here. I wouldn't even bother to short that though. Like I just can't be asked to short on this market. I think it looks too good. But I think in this area, guys, there's just way too much buying power here to be shorting. I also think that funding rates have reset. And like we were saying, I think last stream, the last funding reset was on the 5th of March, right? When we went essentially cooled all the way back off. And that was essentially in this little area here. If I go on the 4 hour, that was this dump right here, right? So 4th, 5th of March, right? So this has completely reset everything. Again, it's kind of a similar pullback from this one. Maybe one more wick down here would be similar percentage. But generally, as you see this, as you see the funding rates here, you normally get one more decent pullback.
One more, bring the one more, my friend.
Yeah, bring the one more into support for a potential like sort of swing bounce off of that or a launch pad. So that's kind of what I'm looking for. I don't really see anything that frothy here. Obviously, there's some meme coin froth and various other things, but I think as far as it goes, I don't think we're going much lower than we are now. I think 60K we maximum. I doubt we even get there. I think 62, 64 would be the area to long, if not here.
Yep.
So going through everything else, I mean, like I say, higher time frame, everything just looks great. I also don't really see us coming back. Like I was saying to you a second ago, I kind of like I think I did a little drawing of it here. I much prefer us consolidating here and then having a massive FOMO rally, not a straight line, but just like, something along the lines of this, up to around 95K. And then it means that when they do the pullback and they want to do a 30% one, whatever it may be, maybe it's a little bit higher, maybe it's from somewhere up here, right? But again, you're looking for that kind of 35% correction. And things have been a little bit more gentle this time. They've been more like kind of 20, 25%. So for me, I think that this is far more likely because it means that it gives them kind of like a perch to dump from, which doesn't break structure. If they start dumping now, the problem is, right, look at this. The monthly would then get sold all the way down to like here. I don't know about that. I just don't think they're going to do it. I just think can you really see the start of a bull market, the monthly candle getting sold down like that? Like, I don't think so. That just looks bad. And I just don't think BlackRock and all these big guys want to look like plebs to their customers. So I'd say that this is very, very low probability for me. Yes, we can come and test this. Would this be the correct thing to do in normal price action? I would say quite often, yeah, we come and retest this or even retest that. But I think just on the odds of how much buying power there is below us.
Yeah, this is pretty compelling, man. This chart here, which you were showing me earlier, because we always talk and then I do my charts, you do your charts, and and they all kind of come together in synergy, and like that block there. Whether it's going to get pulled or not, that's a very, very big block. And if you look in history, there's not many instances where you don't get a continuation with that much buying pressure. Actually, look back at the prior one, bro.
There's pretty much none. I mean, like you guys can see, it's very similar to this area, guys. As you can see, we do dump into it a little bit sometimes, but just like it's pretty much, if you sort of zoom out and have a look, it's basically equally as thick as that. There was a little bit more in this area, but remember as well, this is calculating this is up to like 300 Bitcoins. So if you think about it, right, there's going to be less Bitcoins here because Bitcoin's price is pretty much doubled, right? So if you were to actually convert this and like double
into US dollar valuation, yeah, sure.
Yeah, it's going to be around double what it was. So it's probably around about the same as there. So guys, I just say this is just almost certainly a buy for me. Well, it is certainly a buy for me. And I just say
So what levels are you what the levels you're looking to buy? Is it about 50? Well, you're looking at 64 and then 59-ish?
Yeah, I'm looking at these weekly. So if I come over here and just zoom in a bit, I don't think we break sort of 61. I don't think that's really going to break too much. And then also, if you look at the ranges here, this is another point, is that I really don't see them deviating the big range, right? Because again, that's just going to look so bad on just these big institutions. I just think really here you're looking to hold the swing points here on the chart. Get the magnet off. So I would see maybe we do one more little push up here and then a pull down into, or sorry, a pull back into this area, this order block. Or it's just a little bit more of a slow meltdown here and then something along the lines of that. But I really do see us ranging under all-time high. We've done it many, many times before. I think this time, just because there was the narrative of ETFs and everything else, we had that little bit of extra push above it. But I think this is no different than that sort of consolidation last time between 20K and what was it, 16, 17K. We consolidated for like a good month or a couple of weeks at least underneath it. And that's pretty much that. And, you know, guys, worst case scenario, and we do get some sort of massive wick that gets bought up, it's going to get bought up so quickly. Like, I don't know why people are worried about that. Like, if it does that.
So your medium term, so in terms of wherever the top comes in, you're thinking halving, it's flat. The lowest probability is lower. It's just going to be flat through halving and then continuation, yeah?
Pretty much. I even think it might even be pumping by the time we get to halving, man. I think it's not that long.
Nice.
So yeah, something along the lines of this. And then I think we'll go into altcoins later. So I'll pass over to you or to Chris.
Well, mate, we can just dive. Well, let's just go straight to altcoins now because fuck it. And then we'll do Chris's altcoins as well. Because I was going to literally about to blast one. I can see it on your thing. So cool. Give me your 3 fucking altcoins because I'm going to do my altcoins. You do 3 altcoins you think are sick right now in terms of like whether it's price action, utility, I don't care. Just what you got for us, bro? What alts we got?
So first one is Jupiter. Jupiter, I mean, it's gotten kind of a household name now, but I think in these markets, you want to go wherever the narrative is, and then you want to go one step below the narrative is going to be the second safest thing. So the narrative is Solana, right? So the second safest thing is a product that actually works on Solana. So for me, that's DEXs and SEXs that do the best normally. SEXs was last bull run, and DEXs I think will be more this bull run because I think you can't really make that much money off longing BNB these days. I just think the market cap's too big, right? But I think
just for people who don't know, bro, Jupiter's basically like the kind of DEX engine for Solana, right? And tell us that story as well about that guy who fucked up a Solana coin.
Just get to that. So Jupiter is essentially an aggregation service. So it's a DEX built on Solana. Means you can essentially trade through Solana onto many other of the shitcoins in the ecosystem. And Radium is my second coin, which is the same thing. Essentially, this is more like market leader and the second runner-up. But again, Radium was by far the market leader, and it was supported by it was a SAM coin back in the day, last run. So I think this is pretty down bad, and I think will recover very well. I much prefer Jupiter's dev team, so I think this is definitely more where I'd focus my money. But I think Radium is the runner-up, and I think can do well.
Put your altcoins in the chat as well, guys. Which altcoins are you buying? And we'll do some, and that we're going to analyze your altcoins into the video. And guys, I forgot to say again, we're going to do 5 giveaways today. So we're going to give away 5 monthly subscriptions to MDX Algo. We're also going to do the lifetime giveaway at the end of the video. Okay, so you're selling us, Lord Dumpu, Jupiter and Radium are the 2 ones you think are just going to absolutely go ballistic, yeah?
I think so. And then going back to your final point as well, I think be very careful who you're sending money to in these pre-sales. I'm seeing people send, obviously Book of Meme did very well. And now everyone's FOMOing because they're thinking, if I send 20 SOL to a random address, it might make me a millionaire. The majority of the time, that's not going to happen. And the majority of the time, you're going to get rugged. And today...
tell me about that thing, bro. You were saying earlier off stream, you were like, some brother like minted a load of shit and then burnt them, just lolling it.
Yeah, we saw some guy try and do a raise again. Essentially, people sent, 10, 20, 30 million to the address. And essentially, the guy gave up the token permissions and then accidentally burnt all the tokens. So he essentially locked himself out of the contract, made it decentralized, well, as far as you can get on Solana, and then rugged everyone by accident. So this is the kind of thing, guys. I mean, if you just send random money to a random address, you're going to get random results. So that's pretty.
What was that coin you said which did like 100,000%, bro? Which it was. It was a dog with hat. I can't remember. Obviously, dog with hat. Actually, I've got a tweet to put out about dog with hat in a minute.
Crazy.
Apparently, the NFT sold for like 4 mil. But What was the meme coin which people got in at the like an IDO and then it like absolutely went mental? What was that one?
This one, Book a Meme, doesn't even have the early price action, but it released at like a 20 mil market cap and went to like 2.5 bills. So do the math, it's a lot of money made. But again, guys, generally speaking, when you get these big FOMO things, like remember Dogecoin last cycle, nothing eclipses that afterwards. So you have the big news event, and that tends to be the top for that kind of thing. So now, like, don't expect to be putting money into things and then going to $10 million market caps. Everyone just gets more and more greedy and wants more and more. And that's normally a sign of some sort of froth. So again, I'm not saying it's a top by any means. It's definitely not. But
legend.
Yeah.
So, bro, so what you're saying is essentially through the halving, you're saying it's either flat or up, and then Radian and Jupiter and those two altcoins are looking pretty good on this. So you're in the Solana shitties right now. I'm loving it.
Yeah, I mean, Solana shitties are having a pullback, but again, another point on that is people like Max. We've sat through, Chris as well. We've sat through massive drawdowns, all of us. And in crypto, you have to do that. You can't, especially if you're new to trading, you're not going to ever buy like the exact bottoms, or even if you do, you're going to then sell too early. If you start trying to scalp trade these things, and then with the bigger picture of trying to buy the bottom, you're not going to get it. And you're going to end up essentially selling bottoms, buying tops by accident. Just buy these things. And sometimes they're going to go down 50, 60, 70, sometimes even 80%. And a lot of the time they will just bounce back and do 20x. And the way you play meme coins and the way you play shit coins is, like I was telling our chat, if you buy 10 coins and they are decent picks, you can pretty much guarantee in a bull market, a few of them are going to do 10x plus. And then you have at least 10 extra money, right? So you only need two things to do well. And heck, even if 9 of them rubbed, and I'm saying that would be, you have to have the worst luck, like worse than, struck by lightning kind of luck.
Yeah. Have you seen the video of the guy gets struck by lightning twice, Will?
Yeah, we were saying, yeah. That's, you have to be pretty unlucky. You have to be really, really unlucky for that to happen. So I just think as long as if you have 10 grand, if you have 1 grand, if you have 100 grand, and you want to spread that out into coins, just make sure that you are essentially spreading it out, right? Because, if 10 of them do well and they do 20x, 30x, 40x, you're going to do massive bits on your portfolio, even if the rest of them don't. So that's the key to meme coins. It's not picking one and all-inning it. It's spreading them out and just accepting the fact that they are probably going to have times when they nuke down huge portions. That's just with, volatility. If you want high volatility to the upside, you have to accept it to the downside. You can't just be like, oh, I want to be able to go in something that 20x is, but it has no downside potential. It's not a thing. So yeah, that's what I'd say.
Well, I'll quickly rattle mine, then we'll bring in the Viking, the big, strong, muscly Viking. I think Prop C is going to do well. It's still a microcap, really. This token I got into for the pre-sale, and that actually had a nice off-the-bat move. Came back down. Rocky, I think it's time to get out of it, guys. I think Rocky might have done its thing. I was talking about Rocky down here. It's had its moonshot. I don't know about it anymore. Like, it was just one of those, we were basically analyzing a whole load of shit coins, and we thought Rocky could do well because the sister coin to it, Myro, it absolutely went ballistic. Actually did it again. So Rocky did quite well. Rocky, whether you want to hold on to it for the whole bull market, it's up to you. It's done a pretty big move, this shit coin. Myro's already done obviously it's gone again. And then Bode and all those other ones. But for me, I like, the prop Cs, and then obviously you guys know all my altcoins here, guys. I'm in Ultra. I think Ultra is about to do some absolutely silly shit. I think Ultra is going to have a really good market in general. Crow, where are we at with Crow? It's holding support. I think Crow's going to go. You know what? We'll do the medium caps in a minute. We've got to bring in the Viking. We can't let the Viking not speak. He's clucking to get his points out. How you doing, Viking brother? Good to hear from you. Where are you?
How's it going, bud?
Yep. I asked you where you are, but it's probably not the right question. How are you?
Where I am. I'm in the far north.
You're in the far north in the Swedish cold, with your big muscles, breaking
wood. It started
wood
snowing
and
today.
Fires.
It was so funny. It was like,
I know. What do you think about the markets, brother? Give us some altcoins. Obviously, BTC, you can give us a quick overview, but we've done it so many times. But quick overview of BTC, and then give us some alts, bro.
Yeah, sure. So I think the quick overview is, we've already done that. The levels are the levels. We had the first kind of breakdown. I think that's really significant that we lost the previous all-time high, the 69K. So we got some nice little failures there. Twice it actually broke the level and broke back down and grabbed a bunch of liquidity around 65.5. I really don't want to lose that on a weekly time frame, but that's not the most important thing. The weekly failure level that, to me, breaks everything to the upside for a big retracement is probably something like 59K, 59,405.
Yeah,
and
I agree.
Yeah, the argument there is really simple. It's the weekly failure, right? It's the weekly. What am I on the monthly? No, the weekly level. Let's try that again. It's the weekly failure. We actually had like the flip of level from gaining to going to the upside to the failure that broke us in the bear market, effectively broke the upside move. So if we do that again, like I'm probably in all seriousness looking at something like 52K, 43K,
48,
something like that.
48, yeah, 42. What are
Yeah,
the dealers doing as well?
Yeah, so onto the dealers real quick, just to show that they are still going all in crazy, but again, this is backdated data. So if I look at it
Yeah, it's
in the
last
local
Tuesday,
stuff,
isn't it?
yeah, so the local stuff isn't too crazy. The time period of this, they're still in the upside move. So last Tuesday to the previous Tuesday, so still a very backdated, but they were still going completely all in. Dealers intermediaries are getting closer.
I'm just going to quickly bring
What's
up on
that?
my chart as well. I'm just going to bring it to make it bigger on the
Yeah.
screen. What's on your screen? You can carry on talking. I'm just going to get up on my screen. Okay, dealers. Yeah, they've definitely been they're reducing shorts and increasing longs, bro. They're kind of squeezing it through in the asset managers. Sorry to cut you off, but fuck it out. Asset managers gone giga. That's actually a pretty good sign that potentially a local top's coming in. Asset managers going ballistic. Dealers saying, you know what, we're going to go the other way. Actually, they're actually getting more long, so it's quite interesting, isn't it? Like the shorts are coming down, longs going up, but the asset managers are usually going to get caught off guard. That's a huge increase, though. This must be the highest amount of open interest. Well, mate, it's just going ballistic. The open interest on CME. CME is now just like one of the big boys. CME is now doing 32.5% of the whole market open interest right now. So it's almost doing a third more than Binance or a quarter more than Binance. So CME is where most of the volume is happening right now, guys. Or sorry, most of the open interest is. So open orders, long and shorts. It's happening on the Chicago Mercantile Exchange. You can see that massively happening. Big uptick to the upside, and the dealers still holding on some shorts. So sorry to cut you off, but I'll bring you back in, broski. Interesting.
Yeah, no worries. So that's the big thing there is that we've been seeing that last couple of weeks is that the dealers starting to add into their longs and starting to de-risk on their shorts. It's the back day. It's now going to see. It's like how we end up closing this week is going to be super critical. Watching the first kind of break a structure that wasn't like instant regain, some higher low levels, kind of like what we did back on the 5th of March. Also, you got to think there's a lot of things happening in the next 2 weeks. Specifically on Wednesday, we have Mr. Powell doing the FOMC, major announcement for the interest rate decisions. So he's going to be talking about their position.
What day is that?
That is on Wednesday at, I want to say 18 UTC.
18 UTC. Okay, we'll stream
6
that.
p.m. UTC. Yeah, so that's going to be a very big deal. And then that's when it goes, the interest rate decision goes out. And then at 18:30 UTC, Powell's going to be speaking and giving his thoughts and what they think about the overall market. Because here's the thing. I mean, unemployment's going down still. Interest rates are going up still. Not interest rates going up, but inflation is going up. So, and instead of raising the interest rates again, which they probably should have done when they had a bad inflation data coming out, they're getting caught a little bit with their pants down, I think. So I don't really know what their plan is. My biggest fear is that they do something not expected. The expectation is that they're going to keep the interest rates at 5.5%.
Yeah, we're at 5. If you look at the chart, we're at 5.5 here. Get rid of the auto charting tools. It just looks like we're just going through a change, a pivot. I just think it's just going to be a pivot. I don't think they're going to go much higher. Yes, they've, if you want to chart this, they've made the higher high, but they're never going to get up there. So it's I think when we get the pivot back down like this, I do think there's going to be a snapback for most traditional TradFi markets. I do think SPX will have a pullback. I don't expect SPX to go back and have this doomsday moment everyone thinks, looking at the inflation adjusted charts, which we can show again in a second. But when the Fed do begin to pull back, I just see traditional markets having a little bit of a squeeze, really. And then Bitcoin will probably follow suit. And I've said already, like you guys already know from the prior video, this is, every single cycle Bitcoin's had except for the last market cycle. The Fed have essentially been easing. So this was an easing cycle at the very beginning, easing cycle here, easing, tightening, and then we're going back into easing. Every single easing cycle, Bitcoin has done an absolutely ballistic bull market. So the first, you can't go back on this chart, but first bull market was ballistic. This bull market wasn't that ballistic in terms of the $3,000 to $70,000 bull market. That actually wasn't a massive bull market considering from high to high. It went from 20K to 70K or 69. So this was easing. This was a tightening cycle where the Fed was actually taking out liquidity from the market, and we saw SPX falling because of that, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Not just because of that, it's not the only factor, but it has an effect. So this next market cycle we're about to go into is likely going to be an easing phase, but I think it's going to be, like you just said, Chris, when we get a pivot. Well, you said there might be something which is unexpected, right? It could be an unexpected event which happens. I think it's very unlikely going to increase interest rates. If they begin to come down, I think the moment that happens, we're going to get some sort of pullback in the markets, and then actually when the money begins to be printed and actually trickle into the economy, we'll see inflation ramp up again. Because as soon as it's cheap to get debt, people are going to basically take that debt and ramp it up into cheap, easy debt. They're going to ramp it into assets. They're going to buy things that potentially will store its purchasing power better. So I don't know what your thoughts are on that as well. If you want to comment.
No, I agree. I mean, it's counterintuitive to think that we're going to have some type of, interest rates going down and markets go down. But that's kind of the fear and the expectation right now, is that if that happens, also, a lot of it happens to do with what's happening in the U.S. We're building into an election cycle. I think the overall is that they want to go into the election cycle having a very strong economy, regardless of who wins, just so the incumbent Biden can probably have more of a ground say, hey, look, economy's going good, even though the economy's like dog shit. And, individual spending is
up, using the stock market as a barometer of the economy, just to fucking smoke screen people.
Exactly. That's the biggest thing about that. That's the scary thing too, is all of the different stuff is getting changed. Like how they report inflation is getting changed. It's so wild. Like this.
Yeah. They're going to lie to everybody. But also, if you want to bring up, I just want to make this point again for everyone viewing this. This is a really important point. When you look at the inflation adjusted charts of Bitcoin, the SPX, Dow Jones, NASDAQ, that's what the truth is. Okay. When governments come out and they say, oh, look how good the economy is. Oh my God, everything's going up. Look at the prices. What they're basically doing is they're saying, because the price of an asset or the price of a company is rising, the economy is good. But the only reason that company is rising in price is because the currency that is in the economy is being debased and devalued. So the price has to rise, but the value doesn't. So the difference between price and value. This chart you're looking at on the screen right now from Chris, from the Viking himself, is the real true value of the actual stocks and shares. So actually, when governments come out and say, look how great the economy is, because the price of fucking companies are rising, they're lying to you, because actually the companies are not any more valuable. They're not. If you look at 2008, they're actually less valuable right now. If you go on SPX, so if you go on, this is not the inflation adjusted chart. Go on the inflation adjusted chart again, Chris. Sorry, my chart concierge is back. So you can see here, so you can see the 2008 high. If you want to highlight that, that was the actual value of the stocks. Okay, that actually go back even further. So you're going back to 1990s. So the stock market SPX is no more valuable than 1999. But governments.
I'm on the Dow, by the way.
Oh, you're on the Dow Jones. But it's okay. Top fucking 8. The SPX is the top 500 companies, but it's a very similar chart. Essentially, my point is that it's all a fucking lie, because actually the value of the companies today are no greater than the value of the companies in 1999. The price is much higher, but the price has to rise because there's more dollars bidding on the same amounts, a very similar amount of companies. So the price must rise, not the value, because essentially all the price is doing is just keeping up with the new dollars in circulating supply. Okay, so that's all a fucking lie. So that's why I think SPX is going to go much higher, because actually the value hasn't increased at all. And a lot of these companies are generally getting more valuable, but it needs to keep up and catch up. And we could even see a massive push to the upside on the inflation adjusted charts, because it's all a lie. If you're going to trade, always have an inflation adjusted chart up. It will save you so much headache. It will give you real context. Do you want to add to that, Chris?
Yeah. No, I agree completely. I mean, that's the big thing. I was just saying, like, you can look at the M2 chart. All the Federal Reserve stats are on TradingView. It's always good to have a perspective of it. I mean, the scariest thing of like how crazy it is the fact that the true inflation from just 4 years ago, when it was happening, I couldn't actually believe it. But the true inflation is at least 36% in the last 4 years.
Yeah.
So that means
Trueflation.com, yeah. If you're going Trueflation,
so that's, you go for it. And that's the scary thing, is that what you're saying is effectively we beat inflation, but Yet in the last 4 years, if I had $100, the value of that dollar now is 63 cents of what it was 4 years ago. So money is actually not money anymore. There's no evidence of it. It's been in a complete crazy uptrend forever. And that's all because, back during the Vietnam War, they went off the gold standard, then the rest of the world followed. But at the end of the day, like, what actually gives you wealth or assets? And that's what people who
It was never money,
hoard
brother.
money.
It was always
Yeah.
it was always credit. It was always paper credit. It was never fucking money. Money has to have a fixed or scarce supply and retain purchasing power. It's all bullshit. But mate, we're going down the macro so much. Let's get your fucking altcoins up now, dude. Let's get into some sick altcoins. Let's bring the alts. What have you got for us? Because we're going to give away 5 altcoins in this video, guys. Remember as well, we're going to do the giveaway. So someone's going to win a life.
We're giving away 5 altcoins?
Yeah, well, we overall in this video, we've already done a few. I've done my altcoins. You do Will's on his, and I'll do mine.
No, you said you were giving away altcoins.
No, we're not giving anyone any alts on this video. We're not going to fucking show you a bag and be like, yes, here's the fucking bag which you get to subscribe. Just subscribe if you want to subscribe. All right, we're not going to give you anything, but we are doing 5 monthly giveaways for MDX Algo, and we're going to announce the lifetime winner from last week. So stick around to the end, guys. Now, which altcoins have you got for us, you legend?
Yeah, so just to go off a couple of them real quick, I think AVAX, because there's, if the last run was quite a bit of ICO, like a lot of ERC20 trading, what Will said about Sol and that whole entire ecosystem, and Jupiter and Radium and Orca, yes, 100%. Those 3 are definitely going to go. I'm kind of took the ones I wanted to talk about, especially Ray. Did you talk about Ray? I don't remember.
Which one, Ray?
I did.
Okay, yeah. But yeah, Ray basically, yes, new all-time highs is probably on the books pretty effectively easy for a very high cap that's going to do things. So the fact that this thing's moved up and you were able to buy under 20 cents because it was pulled down with the old SBF FUD craziness at the end of the day. So I'd expect new all-time highs effectively for this. If there's a snapback correction back to $1 or something like that, it's just you're buying at a discount as far as I'm concerned. So there's a couple more. Obviously, Fetch, it's going all-time highs and doing all these new things. Again, a lot of these alts that have had major upside moves, there's going to be a snap correction eventually. Now, not all alts are going to move the same. It's already at all-time highs, and it's just having some local breakdowns. So I'd say a lot of these alts currently are probably looking to have some type of correction if Bitcoin starts losing levels and breaking to the downside. And more specifically to that, like, the way I just explain this real quick, not to go into Bitcoin too much, but there's some local liquidity stuff. But the moment we start losing 65.5, like low 61, 62K starts to be back on the menu. And then we're going to get some really strong snapbacks on alts as people are panicking. And that's going to be pretty typical. So, but besides that, I think that's going to do very well. And then obviously,
what else you got? So you've got, what was that altcoin you were talking about in the chat as well before we were starting the video? That looked like a good one.
Oh, yeah, it's not listed right now. Actually, no, it is. Let me check. Yeah, so this is a cool, Quantum. It's on Mexi. Quantum Resistance Ledger. This thing's, it's been alive for quite a while, going all the way back like the 2017 market. And the all-time high that it put in back in the last bull run was pretty underwhelming. I've been researching it this afternoon just because a good friend of ours, Chris, was.
There's so many Chris's, bro. There's Chris the fucking wizard. There's Chris the Viking. There's Chris the trader. By the way, Chris, guys, is another Chris. He's called Chris Trader. He's in our VIP group, and he finds like loads of IDOs and altcoins.
He made his fortune doing launch pads and IDOs and stuff. Like, he knows exactly what he's looking for. He's got a whole team that helps him find these coins. But this is one that's really cool just because it's solving an actual problem, and I think that's, at the end of the day, that's something that I always look for as far as being like super relevant to what's going on. So, I mean, they've already raised funds. They're solving a real problem, which is the solution that it ensures security of a transaction from future potential threats of quantum computing. That's the important thing. Also, the team's, good narrative. They're trying to solve a problem. The team is public. And if you're not familiar with it, there is something called the NIST, the National Institute of Standards and Technology. They're listed with them. It's a U.S. organization, federal organization. So they're listed with NIST. So as far as I'm concerned, it checks quite a few boxes for me. So I've just been
I might
building
do
back.
more content on this one. I think it's quite a cool one. Well, it's a good one to just
Yeah.
fire through for everyone to have a look at. It's called
Yeah.
Quantum Resistant Ledger. You got Fetch AI. You said you had another one as well. What was that other one you had? The altcoin?
Yeah, so I've been
Um,
in Swarm for a long time, just because I'm a big fan of real world asset effectiveness. So this is the old chart, or this is the public chart that's being listed on Mexi. If you go on to say, let me see. I think there's a.
By the way, some guy
I wanna
sent 20 Canadian dollars, I think, saying, check out Red the Mal. Is that a freaking micro shitty? I think, Will, you'll know about that. Is that a micro shitty?
Which coin?
Red the Mal. It says, check out Red the Mal, looking solid. Is that
too many of them to even track, bro? I'm sure it is. You can pretty much name anything. You can put anything with hat and guarantee it's a shitty.
We'll look at it anyway. So maybe try and find it. This guy gave $20. Like, we could probably help him out with a little chartu on the shitties.
Yeah, but yeah, to explain like the Swarm markets thing, I think just effectively for me, this thing already did $1. You can't see it on this chart, but it already did like over $1 back during the last run. I think it's got a very small market cap. It's got a strong public-facing team, and yeah, I've got a nice bag of it. It's been massive.
Yeah, SMT's great. I've known them for years as well. They're a good team.
Yeah,
they're very honest, very good, and very integral team. They've actually built like a regulated business, which essentially could plug and play a whole load of different real-world assets onto the blockchain.
Yeah, that's the big thing, is that they're already ahead of the curve. They're BaFin licensed, and like, so they have an EU-based financial license. So that's just like major green flag for me overall. But just to kind of round up real quick, like on the Bitcoin stuff, yeah, losing and closing underneath like this stuff here, like on the weekly time frame, is probably the end. And any bounce after that then fails it is likely the downside. But I'm not going to be too quick to call a major failure. We're at a local level to test. If we lose this thing, then we have to go back here. If we lose that, then we go back to like 61.3, 61.1. But yeah, overall, still upside trend continues to remain to the upside.
Someone's just said that Lick is mooning. Like, it's not really mooning, brother. It's just going flat and going sideways. Like, there's nothing really happening. Should we do some questions then, legends? So, right, guys, in the chat, ask us all your questions. We'll do a Q&A for the end. We're also going to give away 5 monthly subscriptions on this stream. I think it's probably better actually to do it so we announce them on this stream, but we do a tweet for it. I'm just trying to work out what we should do. Anyway, guys, we'll do a Q&A now. So any questions you've got, just ask us in the chat. We'll answer any questions you have. And yeah, I think what you went through there, Chris, is exactly right. It's long until proven otherwise. We have the levels written in the sand of where, you know, we think the next support levels are. I'm looking at about 64, 59 in the mid zone as well. Could be something. But if it wicked into this, nothing really to worry about. It could likely just continue coming into it. But, you know, this would be a buy for me around 64,000 into there. And then long and proven others, guys, you know what to do. I'm not going to say what I said at the beginning of it. If you just come into this stream, go and watch the beginning of the video, because it will be, we'll just tell you everything, leggies. So let's have a look at this as well. Answer questions. Let's answer questions, okay? So we've got questions, and we'll do the giveaway. I'm just trying to work out how we should actually do it, whether I should give them away on the stream or we should try and do some sort of incentive with a tweet. It might be I might think about a tweet in a second, and we answer some questions. When you guys are answering them, I'll go write a tweet on my Twitter, and then we can post something about MDX Algo. Maybe we should do something on MDX Algo. Anyway, we'll work it out as we go. So we've got a question here. How likely is it you think that capital will flock to crypto, as it will into metals in case of a stock crash? It's an interesting question. Like, there's so many different like kind of nuances to that question, where like, why is the stock market crashing? If there's a black swan event, if there's a global crisis, all these things. You know, historically, yes, there is a flock into metals. You know, it's a flight to safety. Essentially, it's a store of value, so people fly to it to retain their purchasing power. But it really depends on what the stock market crash is all about. You know, what the narrative is about, what happens to the stock market crash. A lot of the time, actually, everything goes down into cash with stock market crashes. So even gold, silver, heavy metals like palladium, platinum, Bitcoin, historically during COVID, everything went down, everything went to cash. And then the emergence of gold, Bitcoin, and silver, etc., those harder assets, comparison to other things, was the thing that rose. So I usually think it's everyone floods to cash still today. If cash isn't there, which might be the future, then yes, I do think Bitcoin and gold and silver, stuff like that, could be used more heavily. But right as of now, if it happened today, the stock market had some big nuke because of some unforeseen event. I think actually most will go to the US dollar, and I think Bitcoin and everything else goes down with it. And then after the aftermath, then they will emerge stronger. But in the future, if there's no fiat currency in 10, 15, 20 years, then yeah, I actually do think that a lot of that will go into metals. And maybe blockchain-backed metals like Pax Gold and Bitcoin, maybe even some other altcoins. But yeah, interesting question. I've been in this crap coin called CSPR for a couple of months. It's barely moved. Would you mind doing some TA, please? Should we whip up a chart, Chrissy boy, for this legend? Or maybe Will on the shitties. Maybe Will's better for the shitties. CSPR, I think it is.
That's Casper, isn't it?
Is that Casper?
No, it's not.
Is there any micro shitties you like right now, Smallio?
I'm just really allocating a bunch, and I'm waiting for Bitcoin to finish. Like now that it's actually dumping, well, it's like a micro dump. But now that it's doing this, I'm going to wait to allocate anything else for another week or however long it takes for it to bottom. But I mean, there's so many, man. All the ones we mentioned last week. I've got a huge watch list. I mean, Peng, Bowden, Pow, Goo, Melon.
You've been in the VIP chat, bro. You've been in the VIP chat, absolutely farming them out, guys. If you want to go and see all these coins constantly, just go to the VIP chat, which is the MDX Algo chat. You just buy the subscription and you get access. This is quite a good question. I do think, yes, the Solana. So Solana to keep pumping up because of meme craze. Are these Sol memes, this bull runs NFTs of last time? I do think the price of Solana has definitely been propped up by the amount of interest in people trading Solana meme coins, because essentially you have to buy Solana to participate. So there's definitely a buy demand there to get into the shit coins. It's like Ethereum, for instance, or Bitcoin. You need to go into these things on exchanges. Like everyone goes through Bitcoin at some stage to buy some stuff and ERC20s. But because of the Solana ecosystem being so ripe right now with people trading those meme coins, I do think, yeah, a lot of the reason Solana's holding its price quite high is because of that.
Also, the fees are just so cheap. I mean, like at the end of the day, right? No one wants to transact on Ethereum right now because it's just too expensive. And even with their update, it's still expensive. It's just like, you know, for anyone to be able to, like most people come in with $500 or $1,000 and they're trying to make some money. And so for them to then pay $100 gas fee, they're like, well, that's my shopping for the week. There's no way any normies are going to do that. So for us, I know we're slightly different. Some of us spend hundreds on fees, and we're just like, whatever, it's just crypto.
I think a lot of guys in this chat do as well, mate. How much in the chat right now? How much? Just guess or estimate how much you've spent on gas fees on Ethereum in your whole life. How much would you say, Will, you have?
Oh my god, I wouldn't want to know, bro. I think even in at least upwards of like 30, 40K probably.
I'm writing in the chat right now. How much on gas have you spent? Sounds hilarious. How much on gas? Like, not the car gas.
I mean, just last year alone, some of the transactions were like going up into the multi-hundreds.
You got to remember
like,
as well.
Thousands,
you got to remember as well. Like, I was transacting on Ethereum in 2017, and actually, no, couldn't have been that early. When Ethereum was about at the very beginning after the ICO, I remember buying and selling Ethereum and paying gas fees when ETH was priced at $300 or less. So all of the gas fees you paid back then are now like 4 or 5 times more because obviously Ethereum's gone up 4 or 5 times since then. So like all the gas ever paid like 5 years ago I probably paid like hundreds of thousands of dollars in gas on Ethereum. I remember P3D. Do you remember P3D when you were paying like $50 gas to get into the project? Mate, it was mental.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, it's just relative to chain volume, but again, Solana's just way more attractive. I think Solana meme season will just keep going. It'll keep repeating, keep cycling, and even now, when some picks are down, like there's new coins that are up every single day. You go on Deck Screen or whatever you want. There's coins up 20,000% every single day. So
this guy, there's an altcoin on the screen, but yeah, no, I think
I got NVIDIA on there because the NVIDIA conference is going on right now. Somebody mentioned in the chat.
Brett on base will do good. I like Brett actually. I think Brett on base will do good. I think the whole base ecosystem. I was saying to these boys earlier that I think Blast, Base, and Solana are the 3 you want to look for as far as ecosystems this time.
So what's base? Is base basically? Is it just a really high high transaction throughput, cheap blockchain to transact on. Is that what it is essentially?
Essentially, yeah.
Okay, so what's the? Do you know what the algorithm is? Is it proof of work, proof of stake? Obviously, it won't be proof of work, but proof of stake, delegated proof of stake, proof of chain, proof of work, proof of fucking brain. All these proofs. Which proof is it?
Proof of stake, I believe.
Okay, so it's just another shitty. But the thing is, it's like I understand the whole
It's the
thing.
narrative. It's the narrative.
The narrative. Yeah, I understand the whole thing as well, though, on Solana, because if you launch a meme coin, you don't need it to be like military grade security because it's just a fucking meme coin. So I understand why people will trade on Solana. It's cheap, fast, free, and like the company or the fucking kid who created it doesn't give a fuck if it's not secure or not because they're just trying to basically pump and dump. So I understand it. Solana really is the new shitcoin factory, actually.
It 100% is, and I think so many people get caught up trying to buy the new chain that has proof of work and will do this, and they half the time they don't do well because Bitcoin already does that.
Yeah,
it's
just,
you don't really need that.
Max, how do you trade if you don't see the numbers? Well, like the thing is,
see the numbers. What does that mean?
Well, I'm not really sure what you mean. Like, obviously, on my charts, it might look small on your screen. I think what he's trying to say is that the numbers are very small on my screen, but it might look small on my screen. But obviously, when I'm sitting at my computer, I can see what the numbers are. But I would actually say this. I'd actually say this as well. You don't really need to know the numbers to be able to trade. Actually, and quite a lot of times, you don't need to know what the number of the level is. You just need to know where the level is. So I would say the numbers are obviously very relevant in terms of where the psychological numbers are and where the psychological resistance support are. Like $100,000 is going to be resistance quite likely. But I would say that trading, looking at a price chart, like you can today on TradingView, it's not really that much about the number, to be honest. It's more about the level and what's happening with the price structure, like the way the price moves, the way it reacts, the way the behavior of the price and where the levels are. It's actually more important. So if I could never see the price of if I could never see the price of Bitcoin again in terms of the actual number of it, I could still probably relatively trade it quite well. Obviously, it's nice to know the number as well, but I'm saying I could probably still trade it without the actual number.
That brings up a funny point about Gareth Soloway. So he claims he's been trading for 25 years, right? And he's around 40 years old. So that means 25 years ago, you had to literally ring your broker up. You couldn't see price charts, you couldn't see anything. And he's trying to tell people he's been trading since he was like 15 years old, calling up brokers. You couldn't even do that. You had to be at least over 21 in America, probably over 18 in England. So the guy, just another thing that made me think this guy is so unbelievable.
He's an absolute con artist. Like literally, it's full blown con. Like this whole dude. Look at it. This guy. Like I've always been skeptical of this guy, bro. Like even from the very beginning when I saw him going on like some other shows or Fox News or Squawk Box or Kitco or whatever it is, I was always skeptical. I was like, this guy just looks like like this guy ain't doing shit. Like if I saw him,
he sells used Audis. He looks like he sells used Audis and like used cars.
he looks like he would literally like he looks like he enjoys a reach around from like a dude. He looks like he like enjoys a tickle on the back of his scrot.
Yeah, he loves a rusty trombone, man. That's what this guy's about.
He loves a rusty trombone. And like this whole thing, the reason it is, right? Obviously, he's one of those guys who is like a lecturer in a university or a teacher. Unfortunately, quite a lot of those teachers and lecturers at universities just failed at the industry they're in, so they ended up being the person who taught it to make money. So obviously, he just failed in this industry to be an actual trader. So then he just went into education, and that's, I think, what he does. And maybe he does bring some value to a normie where he goes, oh, this is what this means and that's what that means. But for him to come out and say he's a master trader and he's been trading for 25 years and he made the most simple mistake you can make in trading, which is, like I said before,
using trend lines.
The trend is your friend, essentially. Go with the trend. He missed that whole move. He missed 150% up. He lost. Look, read the tweet, guys. I'll put the tweet in the fucking chat so you can read this. But we're not. Look, the reason I think the most important thing to take away from this is this: it's that I don't give a fuck about Gareth Soloway. I'm not doing this to, I'm not doing this. It's hilarious, I understand, but I'm not doing this to make myself feel any better. This is all about calling out a guy who is dangerous to people in this industry, and he's calling himself a master. If you're going to take any value from this, You can laugh at all the memes and that kind of shit. I know it's funny, but actually, it's fucking good that we're doing this to this fucker. I literally called this guy out. It was my first initial tweet that brought on this whole entire onslaught against Gareth Soloway. And it's for good fucking reason. And actually, I do think if you're going to take any value from it, don't listen to this motherfucker. You're going to lose all your money. He's a con. He can't even trade. And he said he's been trading for 25 years and he can't even draw a fucking straight trend line. He has no neck and a man bun. See you on the flippers, legends. Anyway, rant over.
Yeah, I mean, but that's the thing too. It's nothing. Anyone that doesn't at least incorporate some amount of price action, some amount of technical analysis, and like understanding how markets work, that's terrifying to me, because there's people, and we have millions of people watching them, and they're just like, oh, but this is the trend line and the measured move of the trend line, and it's a difference. And then like, bro, like your trend line doesn't mean anything. Trend lines don't mean anything. Horizontal levels, gain or loss.
It's a barometer. They're a guideline. I just want to make one more point, sort of cut you off, bro. But I think that the reason content that is bad and content that actually doesn't have much value to it, and content that is wrong. Okay, let me make this point really clear. I think that people in the space, influencers who are shit, get famous, more famous than influencers and people who are good. The reason is that people who get things wrong and people who are shit, that content gets shared more because everyone likes to laugh at when someone gets something wrong. It's just the truth of the matter. No one's posting shit as much when it's right, because when people see content that is good and correct and right, they're reluctant to share it because they want to keep that information for themselves. So people generally want to keep good information for themselves and share bad information when someone's wrong and it's funny. So I generally think that, and also bad information and lower frequency type of content resonates with more people because it's more difficult to understand content. Just a lot of people just switch off and say, I don't understand that. I'll just go for the fucking Gareth Soloway talking about all this bullshit. So I think that the reason, like, you see a lot of the time that people who, there's no meritocracy anymore. It's not like the best content wins, which is the most accurate and good. It's always like the shittest person who makes the most mistakes, like Jim Cramer or fucking Gareth Soloway. So I think it's just like the reason they get so famous is because people share content and things that are bad because it's funny, and they always keep the good content for themselves. And I think that's probably a reason why today, in today's world, you see so much of the time the most biggest twats in the space getting the most famous. It's kind of mental. I just don't. That's the reason. That's the conclusion I've come to. It's a kind of off the moment thing there. I've been thinking about it a few months. I think that's the only reason what it is. Tell us in the chat what you think. I don't know. It's mental. What do you think, Will? What do you think, Chris? Leggies?
Will?
Yeah, I mean, I agree.
I don't really have much to say, to be honest. It's yeah, it is what it is.
It is what it is, man. That was a really insightful answer to my question. What do you guys think? Yeah, I agree. Legends.
But yeah, let's get to some charts. Let's do some any more charts. Let's pick a couple from the chat.
Yeah, I'm looking
at
the chat.
Do we have someone picked out right now for the lifetime winner? So we can get that announced.
Yeah, every trader got their TA. Every trader got their way of TA. Yeah, but there's a way of having your TA, and then there's been right and wrong in terms of like where the levels are and what you're doing. We've got a question here from Jay. Yeah, what's that, bro?
No, I just wanted to say it's like there's TA and there's TA. Everything should be based off of price action, realistically. Like, I don't care what it's doing. I care about what it's showing on chart. I don't care about the news unless there's some type of crazy black swan event. But like trend lines and EMAs are not the way to go. Like, you need to understand ranges, gain or loss level, swing structure, why things test, where they test, high time frame tests, why they test. And that's really it. Like, it's a lot more simple than people think. And realistically, 80% of the trading has to do with your own mental psychology approach to trading versus, some advanced, crazy, wild thing. Like, we use a lot of advanced things because that's what we specifically look at. We've built a lot of things that are advanced, but yeah.
Jay's got a good question here as well.
Yeah.
What's the deal with GoBit? Not sure. I don't think GoBit have the power to just moon everything. I'm not really sure about the dynamic here, but they're just getting rugged because people are selling them. and they're not
I
getting
think I also think they partner with so many things. I think, like, look, at the end of the day, they're a market-making firm, right? So their job is to literally do that. But I think they can't control. You can't make 50 partnerships and be like, you guys cannot rug because we partnered. Like, if someone wants to rug, they're going to rug. So I think that, still everything they partner with pumps really well. I still think it's going to pump really well. But also, you've just dealt with a Bitcoin drop where, we just had a massive sol season. Everything is down. Anything that's pumped is now down. And I think that, some founders will then just rug, right? So I think, like, I've made tons of money buying their projects, and I think it's still a good narrative. Loads of people are calling FUD on it and all this other crap, but everyone always does this. There's always a narrative, and they find a counter narrative. At the end of the day, guys, just buy things, they go up.
This guy says, while Kramer is wrong often, he's always bullish on traditional stock market. It goes up with inflation. I don't know whether you'll be kind of sarcastic here, but yeah, it's not difficult to be bullish on traditional stock market when it's priced in US dollars that's devalued. All you have to do is say, oh, they print more dollars, it can go up. Look at the inflation adjusted. Get Kramer to trade the fucking inflation adjusted chart. Record. I think Gareth...
I'm more worried right now is that just 10 hours ago he posted a picture of himself with the CEO of Nvidia at the Nvidia conference. So I'm like, like if it was me, like look at that picture. Hold on, I got that picture up. Like, look at this thing. It's pretty great.
Yeah, this is not good.
Like, you know what he's doing right here? You know what he's freaking doing? This guy is on his phone, like silent texting, like sell all my stocks now.
He's literally like, get me the fuck out of this thing. I think Gareth became popular when he said Bitcoin was going down late 21, right against some other saying it was going to 100K. Trouble is he carried on saying it, lol. Yeah.
I mean, that's the problem with the bear market. It breaks people psychologically.
And also the issue is with this is that, he might be saying it was going down, but he had a chance to short Bitcoin from 2021 all the way down to 15K, but he decided not to, and then started shorting Bitcoin when it broke out at 30K and then rallied up to 70K like it is now. So, anyone can call something, but put your money where your mouth is and look at the trades instead of what they say. And unfortunately, he's done both. He said it's the wrong thing and he's traded the wrong way. So I reckon he's going to be trading.
He'll definitely do it again this bear market. Watch. He'll call top till 200K, and then we'll come back to 60 and he'll celebrate. I guarantee you.
It's just look, the market is cruel, and if you get it wrong, you have to flip your bias. And at the end of the day, it's been exposed by crypto. He did both the things wrong. He said the things wrong, and it rallied, and also he traded against it. It's just laughable. Anyway, I've done it a billion times. Do you remember telling me about Go? Yeah, so this guy, I do remember this crypto, Sam. I was like, nah, it's not called GoBit, it's BitGo, bro, the custodian. I thought you were, because we're talking about institutions, I thought you were talking about BitGo. So there's BitGo and there's GoBit. Now, yes, I am informed that GoBit is a market-making firm for shitties or just altcoins in general. Different good stuff we're making. Yeah, it's a GoBit. They're doing some good shit. Right, should we do the giveaway? What we're gonna do is we're just gonna do the tweet again because I forgot that we should probably do the tweet because that's the whole reason. But let's do the winner from last week. So I think Stefan, you're watching now. Just choose actually, Will, you can do it, bro, because you can find someone good. Choose a winner from the last tweet, and we'll announce it on the stream. So this will be a lifetime winner. One of you little legends right now will win a lifetime membership to MDX Algo, and then we're going to give away 5 monthly subscriptions. And all you have to do is basically participate on a tweet, which we do on the MDX Algo Twitter. So everyone stay around, guys. There's 5 monthlies going this month or this video, and then we're going to announce the lifetime right now. So, Will, you find the lifetime. Chris, I can see you doing some charts, and then we'll do. You've got one, yeah.
The winner is Jordan Hales, so I'll post that in the chat.
Congrats, bro! Fucking hell, join us, Congrats. He might even be online. Everyone put a little clappy emoji into the chat for this legend. What a legend. So you're going to join us in the legend group. You are now going to be with us till we grow old and wrinkly in these crypto markets. So congratulations, brother. Reach out to, Stefan and Will and everyone will all reach out to you on the lifetime membership. So I don't know how many, put a 1 in the chat if you're a lifetime, if you're a lifer, and put a 2 in the chat if you're not a lifer. In the live chat right now, put 1 if you're a lifer, put 2 if you're not. And now we're going to do a new tweet on MDX Algo Twitter. Yes, go on, Animators in. So let's do a new tweet, and let's do it the same structure as we do. So Stefan, if you do it, or Will, just do it the same structure we usually do, and then just have an image, just find a fun image of something or a video, like we usually do. Maybe a little, I think actually maybe do one with the indicator video, the auto charting tools video. That would be quite good. Have you guys got access to that? I can give it to you if you want. I think Stefan's message now. Will, do you want to do it, or should Stefan do it? Write the tweet.
I think he's got the stuff for it.
Well, if you boys want to do some questions, I'll do the tweet with Stefan. Okay. We're gonna give away five. Yeah. We're gonna give away 5 monthlies. So guys, ask questions in the chat, and then Smallio and Viking will answer them, and then I'll do a tweet. Okay.
Yeah, let's see. Are you in any trades at the moment? Yes, several. Got a little bit of a short, just a scalp to cover some spot holds. The breakdown late Friday was pretty decent, but then we had some nice secondary failures of the 69K zone. So I got most of that, but overall, I'm still net long until we break something. That's the thing. Like net is how I look at overall like how the market's performing. We have broken some structure. Have we broken anything really important? No. Breaking bad shit is down here. Like closing the March out. We got 2 weeks left for March. If we close underneath that level, like the party's probably over. And then we're looking for if either just straight downside continuation, if we close under that, or you're looking at some kind of retest failure that then breaks really hard to the downside. If you even get it. So close under there bad. But directionally, I'm net long on most things. I've got some shitcoin bags.
Got some shit bags,
I've got a little bit of a short on a Nvidia. I'm thinking about doing one on Tesla, but I got a little bit of a short from today when we were popping into like this red zone here. Just because I'm pretty keen to see what happens.
The tweet is almost ready, guys. Also, hit the like button on this video. We're about to do a tweet on the MDX Algo Twitter, and all we have to do is like it, comment, and do the old Shizm and Izza. I'm just getting it ready right now for the giveaway. So yeah, just carry on doing questions.
Yeah, let me see a good chart or something. What price do you think Link will hit this cycle? I think Link's going to do very well. Let me just look at the chart.
The Linkaruniente.
Yeah, so this cycle, if that's the low, you're probably, since you're already retesting stuff here, as long as you hold the yearly open, if you break the yearly, you're like Alt's gonna have a pretty reckoning bad move back to the downside, like sub $10. But I'd expect Link to this cycle do new all-time highs at the very least. That's the expectation. So at least that, which is almost a 3x from here.
Lovely job.
The Link also went through a very, very pronounced accumulation period. So it was weird to me that people thought Link was just going to die when everything else started going. It's like, wait a second, you just completed like a 2-year friggin' or a 1.5 year long accumulation cycle. I think that's going to do quite well. I think Render's another one that's going to do well. I think
Render's going to do bits, man. I like Render.
Yeah. I think there's going to be eventually there's going to be a washout of a lot of alts. There's new money and retail money coming back into the market. So what usually happens when you get a big wave of retail money coming back into markets is that the markets have hey, welcome to the party. By the way, I'm going to smack you in the head with a mallet. And then when you wake up, shit's going to be really underwater. You're going to panic or you're going to hold and realize if you're a trader or not.
Yeah, for sure.
So people can't trade. The reality is it's almost all psychological as how you handle loss and handle stress. If you start panicking and sweating and your heart starts beating fast if you're losing money, or if you have a system and you write everything down and you keep a trade journal And you have rules. You have confluence rules that you follow like a robot and don't think about it.
Also do some freaking automation as well with the MDX algo tools, the indicators we have, the MDX Trading Bot. We have so many things. If you get an MDX algo subscription, you can just start automating as well.
How high can render go? I mean, it can just go. I mean, there's no real answer to that question other than, is there eventually going to be a correction probably back towards yearly open sub $5? Not unlikely. I would probably be more interested in something coming back to retest some of these highs. Probably something even at the previous all-time high listing. You know, that actually looks nice and ripe for a retest. If it does hold something local, otherwise it has to come all the way back to the yearly. I'd say eventually you're $20 or higher, $20, $30 or higher. It's a high use case. It's got a good system. It's really important. Rendering is really important. So it is what it is.
Right,
So,
Legends, I think I'm ready for this tweet.
Oh, go for it. TRB is probably going to do another big move again as well once it finishes its correction. Now, if we get back to $600,
the TRB move. It's a bit of a fucky chart, isn't it? After all that happened.
Yeah.
Which chart? The TRB chart.
Yeah, but it's been building up shorts for like 3 months now, or 2 months, excuse me.
Sammy Murphy says Viking loves trend lines.
We ban him. No,
I actually think Render's going to do well. TRB looks good, but I think Render's going to kill it. All right, guys. So there's five. I'm going to bring over the tweet. I'm just doing it. 5 more seconds, actually.
Yeah, this COM BRC20, that's going to do bits too. It's eventually going to just play out probably the typical accumulation cup and handle type thing. Not that that's a real thing, but you're just looking effectively for some kind of like rounded bottom structure that then gains whatever this local high is. And then you're effectively looking to target retests at list prices.
Right, I think we're ready to go. So I'll bring up my chart or my Twitter. So guys, all you got to do is on this tweet, like, retweet, comment, and then the best comment wins. Just do something funny, hilarious, whatever you want to do. We're going to give away 5 monthly MDX Algos memberships. Yo, I'm clicking fucking hit the button right now. We smashed it. So guys, come over to Twitter. I'll put the old Twitter link in the live chat. So yeah, all you got to do, guys, is just participate by basically farming some engagement onto that tweet, liking it, retweeting it, commenting on it. The best comment, you reload this to make sure it's there. Yeah, it should be here. Sweet. So yeah, the best comment, guys, will be I like it as well. The best comment after you like and retweet it, we will give, 5 people. There's 5 opportunities to win an MDX Algo monthly subscription. So this would be where you do it, guys, on this tweet. Just come and farm it, click all the buttons, you know what to do, and then have some fun with the comments. And I think, Legends, we can get that MDX Algo tweet to 2K. Yeah, right now, guys, look at the followers. We've almost crossed 2,000 followers. Look, it just went up again, 1992. That's the year I was born. So, guys, if you can all come along here, look, we'll watch it in real time. I'll zoom in on it. I think it will change. If you guys, I don't actually know if it changes in real time, but if you guys come over to the MDX Algo Twitter and click follow, let's see if this number actually moves. I'm not sure it will, but we'll see. We'll leave it up on the screen now. Come and smash that follow button, guys. Let's get it to 2,000. And then, we haven't like a lot of these companies, what they do on Twitter is they just buy followers, buy likes, all this kind of shit. But we haven't done that. We've made it all completely 100% organic. So all the followers are real. The whole engagement's real. I'll put it in there. Follow it, Legends. Follow. Only one person's done it so far. You're hurting my feelings. You know, we're all sitting here. We're getting upset. Okay. We'll move over to some charts. I'll come back. If it's not at 2,000, by the time I get back, I'm going to be very upset. Okay. What chart you got there, brother?
BRC20. I was just doing some charting on it.
Oh yeah, BRC20.com.
It's getting some really giga support right here, and it's at its major local support as well. So I've been buying pretty heavy around like 1.4. Anytime it's got like big limits that are in, and they keep getting smashed. I actually took a little bit of profit just because it smashed right into a weekly level 1.77 earlier. So we'll see what happens. I still want to, as long as it creates higher lows from this, you can expect upside
Got a
trend
nice big
continuing.
pocket there. This is brc20.com, yeah? I actually like ORD, so ORD, like brc20.com, and a new token which is going to be released soon, which I will announce soon. Oh, like, guys, we're on 1998. 2 more followers, and we're at 2,000 followers. Go to the Twitter, guys, to enter the giveaway. 2 more followers will be hit 2,000 followers on the MDX Algo Twitter account. That'd be awesome, Legends. Come on, you can do it. Come on, Legends. Wait, is it already done? Someone said it's already. Oh, yeah, we did it. We did it. It's just delayed. Amazing. 2,001 followers. Incredible. But, guys, we actually do post a lot on this account. We post content about, obviously, the MDX Algo Suite. We speak about what the products do. We post stuff about what events are coming up. We do the indicators. So we show the buy and sell. Like, look at this indicator, guys. This is one of our flagship products, actually. This is the dynamic trend, which is built into Trend Collection. And essentially, it's just telling you where to buy and sell. You know, if it's a volatile market, you're going to get very, very good entries. And then the trading bot stuff, we have charts we post up with the ETF flow. This is one of our indicators, which shows you, you know, the on and in the out and in the inflow and outflow of Bitcoin into ETFs, all on chain. So it's really, really powerful stuff here, guys. And you can come and check this out from the Twitter account whenever you want. So really cool, Edgies. And yeah, this is the tweet you can look at. Make sure the screen's this tweet here. Let me get rid of Stefan's comment. Yo, yo, yo. You can see here, guys, that you can actually compete or you can enter this giveaway by just liking, commenting, all that kind of jazz. And you can see what the actual product you get. So you get 15 indicators. You get the VIP traders group. You can connect with pro traders anytime you want. We have 10 live. Actually, have more than that now. We have probably about 15 live coaching sessions per week. We have one-on-one mentoring, hundreds of hours of academy content, the 31 lesson trading course now. Benefit from our trading bots and obviously receive our weekly newsletter every Monday when you're a part of this. And this is a really good product to take you essentially from either being not profitable to profitable or profitable to more profitable. It's essentially just a product which will help you increase your win rate, get more P&L, and be a better trader as a whole. That's what we've built. It's my life's work, really. And like the same for Chris and Will, who built essentially most of the indicator suite. So it's really, really good company to be a part of. Haha. I'm not mad, Barry. I understand muted.
Oh yeah, it was funny. He's not muted anymore. Don't worry about it. No, I had to mute a bunch of people. I was trying to start the weekly update today, and I kept getting cut off by someone's like dog, animals, and kids screaming. So I'm like, shit, I gotta restart the recording.
Legends, if we hold a higher low here, it will actually be a pretty classic head and shoulders. It's not perfect, it's coming down here. But a lot of you guys in the chat, you wouldn't call it head and shoulders, but you would call it head and shoulders, but I wouldn't call it that. I'd just say it was a higher low on the other side, but we could be looking at something like that. If it holds around here for a pop-up.
That's something I'm looking at if we get the hold right here. What I want to see then is a takeout of the like 70.6 high, the level we did
It'd be like this on the invert
Friday.
And then
yeah, so I want something like that then regains, and then we're talking about probably some squeeze structure.
Squeeze structure like a lemon.
It kind of looks like it would look something probably similar. Kind of so many levels. It's probably something similar to this, but I want something more clear. So if we did have a breakdown to like 60K and then a really strong regain of like 65.5, I would really like that. That would be ideally, that's my favorite trade of all time. If we were to do the sharp retest of everything, we break everything all the way down to that. And then we basically do a local higher low. Actually sweep that because that's always a good sweep of liquidity.
Look how generous we are.
Expansion.
Just liking everybody's things. Everybody gets a like. Right, Leggies. Yeah, with that analysis as well, I can see what you're saying. Breaking through there. The last line is 59K for sure. I agree.
Yeah.
I do too. I think that's actually the probable scenario. Is that or sweep this locally and regain it? So
yeah, I get a little bit sketchy if it actually sweeps this. It probably looks like it wants to then kind of fail like right back into it and actually go for. There's a big pocket of liquidity like right there that I can see. So there's low leverage stuff building under this low. That's effectively just this entire, this local leverage, and then there's a gap. Then there's a liquidity gap underneath this because we already swept it, right? We already swept it. the major stuff. So there's a gap here on leverage liquidity, low leverage. So if we do start closing underneath that, then it's like we're going for the deep shit. And then if we get back in here, like we're pretty screwed.
The deep shit, man. We're going down in that deep shit. You know what I'm saying? We went down the outback and I fell down a hole and I was in deep shit, man.
But it's got some local stuff to hold here at like 66.5. I kind of like this level here. If it doesn't do that, then we have to come back down to like 65.5. And that's effectively, you can't create new lows here.
Even being at 60 is just chilling though. Like I don't know why people would be worried about that. It's a tiny correction in a bull market. Like relax, everything's going up.
I mean, it's not. I mean, it wouldn't even be that much. Like 16%. That's less than what we did on the previous cycle, right? In the last cycle we did
hands. Like we used to have like 40% nukes that would like literally were terrifying.
Yeah, we did the 31% one in 2 weeks back in January 2021. I remember that because everyone's like, "Oh, new all-time highs 40 to 420," and then it just kind of like it nuked 30% because it's all a meme and a Ponzi. But yeah, and that higher low there was sketchy as hell. And then we didn't really get a good one until back to like 38, and then did the distro. And well, I'm not gonna give a history lesson.
Hey who? Hey y'all. Hey y'all. This guy's starting it with hey y'all. Hey y'all. Just saw your crypto locally video. That's a fucking old video. And wondered whether you could recommend me to a good anonymous alternative. Sorry that the question isn't about technical analysis. No, that's all right. I think it's very difficult at the moment. Like crypto locally used to be a place where you could buy crypto without KYC, peer-to-peer.
Yeah.
And there used to be another platform called Bitcoin locally or something, local Bitcoins, right? And that, local Bitcoins got just closed down. I don't know what happened to them. They just didn't make any money or something, or they closed down. So it's actually very difficult now to do it. The only place I'd probably, it's difficult to, I don't really know any place where you can really do it with like, there's no way to buy Bitcoin with your card or PayPal right now very easily. There probably is like dark web stuff, but in terms of like, you're always going to have to do some sort of KYC. It's very difficult to get anonymous Bitcoin. There were some alternatives at the beginning, but I think there's one platform I know called, it's called like it's called Changerly, no, Switcher or some shit, Switch Error or something, and you can buy like up to $400 without KYC, but that's it, and then you have to buy the rest. But it's difficult, man. The market's just matured a bit. Regulation's pretty tough on it now. The only way you can really do it like without KYC is by saying to some dude or some person you know, yo, I've got $1,000. Can you send me the Bitcoin? I'll give you the $1,000 in cash, which is a bit hectic. Hey, you checked out Kendu? Shy Toshi is following the X. Okay, interesting. Radium is trash compared to Orca. Maybe you should look at this, Will. This guy's saying Radium is trash compared to Orca or Jub.
That's what I was saying. Well, Jupiter's way better. Like I was before this call.
Jupiter is better.
Jupiter's way better, and Orca's decent. I don't know. Radium does have a lot more of the really low cap shitters, so it just depends on what you're doing. But I like Jupiter and Radium. Orca's good as well. I use Orca as well.
Yeah, so just to mention as well, guys, if everyone watching just came into this, Radium, Orca, and Jupiter are all essentially shitcoin dexes on Solana. So you can trade shit on Solana.
It's so much better, though, than ERC20. I mean, like...
Phantom Wallet's good.
Oh, yeah, Phantom's good.
But he wrote just Photon.
Oh. Photon?
He wrote Photon. Hey, guys, have you seen the Photon wallet? Maybe there is a project called Photon, but if you mean Phantom on Solana, fine. But what do you guys know about? Is there actually a project called Photon?
Never heard of it.
Oh, Photon is different. Maybe we look at that. What coin looking at right now? Oh, this is Jupiter. This is the Jupiter chart, yeah?
Yeah,
Mate,
Jupiter
this looks
great.
That's a cup and handle life.
Well, this is what I wanted to see from some alts that are listing, and this is kind of the typical structure. And this is what I want to kind of like talk about for a second. the big thing that you're looking for is you're going to have an initial like liquidity coming in the exchange. You're going to have a local massive high, big sell off. Everyone, yay, we made it. And then it's going to be periodic selling until eventually you make a significant higher low that really starts to matter. And if you see where the really significant one was, it was basically this. So that was the real significant higher low that led to the expansion. And then by the time you're gaining the previous high, like there's nothing stopping you. You know, nothing. And the invalidation's really simple.
What's the market cap of Radium at the moment?
I don't know. What's Jupiter? I'm on Jupiter right now.
Oh,
Jupiter,
this is
1.4 bill, 1.5 bill. Radium.
Yeah, it's going to 10, 20 easily by peak bull run.
It is.
It's a good project. You know, if they can become a big DEX on Solana, it's definitely a big market because it's going to grow. It's a shitcoin factory. Like, obviously, I would actually say this. Ethereum is still the ultimate shitcoin factory, but Solana is the new shitties factory, the microcap shitties factory. I'm on MDX Algo member, by the way. Oh, nice, man. That's amazing. So, guys, apparently there's a project called Photon, which is a horrible name for a project. It doesn't really come off the tongue. Or Photon.
Photon.
But like,
Yeah, it's Photon.
Let's get this video to 420 likes, people.
That's always a good target. We're talking about
I can't get Radium to work for me. I tried an app. Yeah, probably not on there. It's probably small.
Sometimes, obviously, the Sol apps are a little bit funky. You have to kind of hit the switch button a few times in the middle to get them to work properly. There's a lot of errors. I hope they fix that soon. It's definitely not as good as ERC as far as that.
So Photon, which is Photon, Sol is level up from Jupiter. The interface is so sick. Yeah, it could be interesting to look at that. Might be another smaller play. So maybe look at Photon Solana.
I'm sure it's good, but the problem is, like, not that it really matters on Solana because you don't really even pay fees. It's so small. But the thing is, they all just route through Radium and Jupe. Like, everyone's like, oh, this new
maybe check the website on this one and see if I'll check the website now. Maybe they have something else going on. Maybe they're their own fucking thing.
It probably
never know.
Jupiter. I can't even find it. Photon.
I see Phantom, but I don't see Photon. It's Solana Dex. I can't find it anywhere.
Yeah, I can't find it anywhere.
Yeah, I don't know. Can't find it, bro. Maybe send us a link or something. But go to the MDX crypto open Telegram group and post it there. Stefan, if you can post the link, I think it's t.me/MDX Trading on Telegram. Stefan, if you're watching, post it and then get him to post the link in there. Oh, it's called Photon Swap. Let's have a look. Photon Swap.
Never heard of it.
It's trying to get straight into my MetaMask. Literally just dived straight into it. It's like, yeah, bro, I'm not gonna do that. Can we fuck off, please? I'm just gonna log straight in with the wallet leggy. Not just gonna log in straight. Can you fuck off? I don't want to do that, legends. You know when it just like takes over your screen?
That's actually a good point to bring up, by the way. It's good if you have like Phantom Wallet and MetaMask and all these other wallets that you periodically go through and you remove permissions. Right? You can always re-add permissions, but it's good to like not have everything connected all the time.
It's good to actually have two separate ones that you use. I have one I use with exchanges, and then I move the funds immediately to a second one. I'm just not going to get rug that. That's what
that's what I have. That like I have three really that I'm using just now. It's the Blast ecosystem and my holder, and then the one I move funds on. That's a great point. Very good point.
Yeah, this one just wants to go straight into your wallet without even going on the exchange. I'm just not doing it. It was like, log into your wallet before you even get onto the fucking site. I'm like, yeah, dude, no, you ain't doing that, mate. You ain't doing that, mate. No, mate. You ain't doing that, mate.
No, yeah, Crow. I mean, Crow's going to do well just because it's an incredibly effective onboarding, and it's really good for getting people onboarded. Let me just zoom out real quick. As far as levels go, I think it's going to at least retest its lows from the last bull cycle, and I think that's just an expectation that's going to happen. We've been buying in like sub 10 cents for quite a while. Back when it was like 6 cents and 5 cents and stuff like that. So that's which, funny enough, that's a lot of where I bought in, under 6 cents back in the last run. And this was my best performing spot buy. I got it out like over 86. I think it's going back there without a doubt.
Legends, I just retweeted the tweet about the MDX algo giveaway. So right now, if you go on my Twitter as well, you'll see the MDX algo giveaway. If you go to the MDX algo Twitter, all you got to do is like, subscribe, and comment to potentially win. We're giving away 5 monthly subscriptions to the platform. So go here, and Jupiter uses Liftinity. Check out the volume. Not sure what that is, brother. With Rad and Orca. Yeah, it's crazy how much of this, everything's changed to these Solana shitty microcap thing. Like, obviously ETH is just not basically usable or acceptable, the amount of fees you have to pay. So that's why I understand this whole thing's happening. But everyone seems to be just fucking trading on Solana dexes right now. It's pretty mental.
Oh, God, I was just trying to move some ETH at the beginning of this when we were talking, and it wanted like a 0.03 just to move not that much ETH. And I was just sitting here like fuming about it. Like, no, I'll just wait till the gas fees are lower. Damn it. It's
like Ethereum's just going to become. Well, the thing is, Ethereum's going to have a little bit of a tricky spot because BRC20 is going to rise, and that's going to be the place where you store your very important tokens in terms of you're an enterprise business or a big, corporation. You want to have the most secure token standard to have your token on, so it can never get fucked up. So a lot of companies are going to go for BRC20, and then you have Solana and other ecosystems which are faster and better than ETH at the fast part, the scaling. So I think Ethereum will be left out a little bit, but I do still think that the ERC20 token is a really good standard for the middle ground. So I think if BRC20 takes away some, I think what you're going to see is it's good though. We have 3 alternatives. We have the legacy chain BRC20, which is slow and hard to move around, which is very secure. Then you have the Ethereum chain, which is in the middle, and then you have the Solana, which is sacrificing massive amounts of security but for speed. I think in the future, what you're going to do is you're essentially just going to have a toolkit which will allow you to connect and disconnect multiple chains wherever you are with some sort of instant final bridging system. So you can basically just build a project which will be like, okay, I want a BRC20, but I want to scale it with Solana, but I want to use a smart contract with the ERC20. And essentially it's the same concept as we always use where, you didn't used to be able to send emails to different email providers. It had to be Gmail to Gmail, Hotmail to Hotmail, or AOL to AOL. And then it all just merged and bridged together. The ecosystem bridged together. I think what's going to happen is with blockchain, essentially in the future, is you'll have a synergy where it won't even matter. You'll just have a toolkit which you can use to build your blockchain-based product or your company or your token, and you'll just be able to pick and choose the perks of different chains and mold them together with a bridging system so you can get the benefits of all of them. And then essentially actually all blockchains become one big blockchain because they're all just connected, and every extra new chain and new product on top of what you already have just adds to the existing plethora of different tools you can have. So that's probably what's going to happen. Anyway, that's probably going to take a few years, but overall, it's all just going to essentially probably merge into just one big toolkit, which is all instantly, finally connected together. And then that's going to be fucking amazing for enterprise and businesses and new developments and just increase GDP, leggies. And then throw AI in the mix. We're going places.
Yeah, or you could just use Bitcoin Lightning and pay. I mean, that's what I do.
Yeah, but with Bitcoin Lightning, the thing is with it, which isn't as good as sending a token directly native chain, is that you sacrifice a huge amount of decentralization because essentially all you're doing is just connecting 2 nodes together and just firing them across each other. So you're not really moving any Bitcoin in any way. The ownership is kind of staying in the same wallet. So you're just kind of firing them off, there's
You can get, there's a lot of really good project out there. Like there's a newer one, Mutiny, was really good, and there's a whole list of centralized and decentralized, like how really crazy you want to get into it. But even running your own node isn't crazy. Actually, I know two guys in like my local Bitcoin community. They were testing out stuff, and you can
Who's your local Bitcoin community? I want to be a part of this.
and they were sending Bitcoin to each other over radio signal.
Yeah.
No idea how that works, but
it's fucking mental. How are they even doing that? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's really, really crazy stuff. But there's Lightning's the solution right now, and I think it's a great thing that's expanding. And we know that it's good because even big players like Coinbase are pushing back against it, and a lot of these places don't want to integrate Lightning.
Yeah, I think Lightning's good, but there are drawbacks to it because there isn't actually a hash on the main chain, which is verifiable. But I understand why there's a use case for it, because if you can trust both ends, it's fine, because you just have one entity, another entity just firing transactions to each other, which is great. But it gets a little bit more tricky when it's like, you want to actually like validate a transaction and make sure it's the right person, all that kind of stuff. But anyway, yeah, being in crypto. So Andrew here says, yeah, being in crypto since January 2021 and forget ETH fees, have only bought a handful of tokens on exchange. Why do people type like this? It's just so difficult to read what people are writing. Tokens of exchanges because of fees, but have used But we have used Sol and Cosmos nonstop. Okay, I get what you're saying. You're saying that, yeah, if ETH fees have stopped you from using it and you've been using Sol and Cosmos, yeah, that's fine. The reason Ethereum fees are high is because you're paying for security. And the reason the fees are low on Solana and Cosmos is because you're sacrificing security. That's the trade-off, is security and decentralization. There's a synergy between the two. Maybe someday someone will come up with an idea or a concept which allows you to have instant final transactions on a super secure chain. Hasn't been done yet. That's the trade-off. Bro, what the fuck is local Bitcoin community? Sounds like a bingo club. In my local Bitcoin community.
Yeah, it's like local people that you meet up with and you talk about it. We like once a month we'll have in Sweden we call it fika. It's a little, like, you grab some coffee and a little pastry.
Let's all join together in Bitcoin community.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. We found some really, really awesome, especially in the summer when there's a lot of people traveling. We'll have people from Prague, especially. Prague's a great city for Bitcoin users and that type of stuff. And they'll come over and hang out with us. Hell, I can go use Lightning and go buy ice cream or a coffee in the shop. It's
nice.
The problem is Scandinavia's got such a high trust with their government and banking, because it's always been pretty above board, and now it's just everyone's kind of realizing like, oh, it's all going to shit too.
Yeah. Mason says, I'm at work in the kitchen. Listen, guys, please, can we try and type? I think you said listening, or maybe I'm at work in the kitchen listening to the itty bitty bad boy legend Max. Big up, bro. You inspire me. Mason, great. I love you, brother. But listening, not listening.
Bro, come on. You're dyslexic.
Yeah. Are you talking about Mason or me? Fucking hell.
You.
Me? Nah. I think it says listings. Listing, not listening. Yeah, guys, by the way, I'm not even dyslexic. I'm reading what you're writing to me the way you're writing it, and that's how it sounds. Like, that's how mental this is. Like, I'm sounding like I'm fucking dyspraxic and dyslexic, but actually I'm just reading exactly what you're writing. So please, can we write in English so I don't sound like a fucking retard? Is that okay, legends? I'm not saying that dyslexic people are fucking retards. They're just spastics, okay?
Oh gosh. Well, let me finish up. Let's start wrapping it up. I think we've been going for almost 2 hours.
Yeah. I was just gonna aim for that 2 hour mark. Give Andrew a break, MDX. You don't know what he's doing with his other hand. Yes.
Go.
That's well. I don't know. I'm a little bit like, whoa. How do you manage that one, broski? You know what's crack-a-lacking out here.
Yeah, you don't want to have it kind of go off the rails like it did last time with the camels and the llamas in the desert type
Mason
stuff.
says Mason says allow the predictive text. Yeah. It's predicting badly. Is if you were using that text algorithm to trade Bitcoin, the predictions wouldn't be too great. But anyway, Mason, yeah, one love, bro. You're a legend. I appreciate your nice comment. But yeah, let's please stop making me sound like I'm dyspraxic and dyslexic. Yeah, do you know what dyspraxia is?
Nope, no idea.
Oh. Geese. I had real geese. You all right, geese? You all right, geezer? How's it going, mate? You all right? So, geese, I had a real trouble trying, full stop, to deposit in Alpha the other day, full stop. Tried using Meta and Trust, full stop, but didn't work. Fucking hell, geese. Yeah, we actually did have an issue with the fucking thing. There was an issue with the wallet. So we're actually doing a big update. There's going to be a big update coming this week. And it should fix all the issues and it should be a bit smoother to get because when Brave browser updates and the browsers update, it changes a few things. So then we have to update with them. So we are going to get a solution. But Alpha.exchange is still pumping out the volumes, going really, really well. And we've got a big update coming to the platform soon. Y'all want some amazing content to watch on your 4K monitors, go watch YBS Young Bloods after the stream. Okay, bro. We'll do that. Don't know if you come from South America. All right, yeah, we'll start wrapping it up like Chrissy Boy said, but I was going to aim for that 2-hour mark. Let's do a little bit of the old housekeeping. So, legends, if you go over to this tweet. Oh, fuck, I'm on the wrong one now. No. If you go over to MDX Algo, click on this tweet, you can enter to win a monthly subscription. All you have to do is like, comment, and retweet this. Oh, shit, son. Now, that's a bit dodgy, isn't it, sir? We don't want this. We definitely don't want this. Viking loves trend lines. Oh, dude, you're getting... This guy needs to be dumped on, bro. This guy needs to be dumped on. What? Testicular injuries in women's sports. Yeah, this is ridiculous, bro. Like, why is that on there though? It's a good one though. The funniest comment we'll do is the winner, but like, Head and Shoulders work for me. Anyway, you can do that, guys. And also, yeah, Bitcoin. Just we're looking for a higher low. There are some good altcoins we're looking at, like QRL was a nice altcoin we were looking at earlier. CBI is rapidly going higher. Propsy is a good investment, I would say, for long term. MDX Trading Bot is absolutely farming numbers. So if you want to get the MDX Trading Bot, just use the link in description. Sign up to Bingx and get the MDX Algo Trading Bot for free. It's crazy out here. What else should we go through, Legends? Anything else to add, Chrissy Boy and Viking? I mean, Will and Viking. Anything else to add?
I think that's it, man. I think we're already seeing a little bit of a move here off Bitcoin on support. Little pump, which might turn into a bit of a squeeze here because there's actually quite a decent amount of shorts above us. But we'll see what happens. As long as we're holding sort of 66.8, I think we'll get a nice move back up to the top side. But if they do want a proper heavy nuke here, that's fine as well. And again, lowest I'm seeing is around 60K. I doubt we even get that. Probably if we dump 64 to 62 is my sort of target. But until then, we're sort of holding where we are now. And this is just a dump for ants, to be honest with you guys. Dips are for buying.
Anything you want to add, Viking, you legend? Oh, like Cycle Flitter. Cycle Flitter is in our VIP group. She's a legend. She is a lady who sits on lawnmower in Australia and burns around the garden doing the cutting of the grass while scalping shitcoins. That's called some legendary shit. The guys are in the house. Best bunch. I'll do an Australian accent. G'day, mate. So my name's Cycle Flitter. The guys are in the house. Best bunch in there. Check out these peeps, mate. Does the bot work on a set time frame? Yeah, only the hourly time frame. So the MDX Trading Bot is set just for the hourly time frame. So it will only work on the hourly time frame. Love it. Ha ha ha. Hate keeps me warm. All right, leggies. Anything you want to add at the end there, Viking? Anything?
No, play the levels. Don't get overly bearish until we actually break shit that matters. It's
yeah, good advice.
Like going straight up in a straight line always requires that we break stuff back the downside. And I don't want to go straight up. I want structure, and structure is for retesting. And that's the important thing. Don't overcomplicate all of these levels. It's effectively long until proven otherwise in the higher time frames. Breaking 61.3, this area is bad. Closing under that, underneath the 59 level, is probably what breaks the upside. But until proven otherwise, this is just continuation. I mean, we could effectively do what we did back in January, come down and do, I don't know what the percentage is on this thing, but it did about a 20% down move. And if we did something similar to that, it wouldn't be the end of the world. It'd be down, take the liquidity, but close higher. Pretty similar to what we did here. Take the liquidity, close higher, and then continue. I think it's still up until we actually break something badly. That's the reality of it.
Yeah, mate. And Cycle Flitter, will end it there. I went down to Darling Harbour in the middle of Sydney, and my friend Danny came up to me with a VB in his hand, mate, and he said,
"What are you scalping, mate?"
He was like, "What? Why didn't you go to the bottom line, mate? Like, I was buying a snapper in Darling Harbour for $22.30, and me and my mate were like, let's go fuck the dingo up its bum bum." And then I said, "What the fuck, mate? Why are we raping animals on the fucking Australian desert, mate, in the outback? God fucking damn you, Danny."
Oh no, we're heading back to camel territory. End it immediately.
Yeah.
Yes.
Things are gonna get fucking mental.
Llamas in the desert.
Mate, that was dude, I was like on 2 hours sleep, like almost like delusional, and we were just chatting about like getting spat on by goats and shit. It was fuck.
Yeah, the memes that came for that were legendary.
Lol, the bottle. Yeah, the bot. It's all like O and E in Australia, so it's like bottle, Danny, Darling Harbour. It's fucking mental. All right, legends. Yeah, we've got to go because I think it's really about to slide into like savage degeneracy and just like talking about camels and goats and lit goat and meme coins. And I don't know if I'm up for it right now. I feel like I'm clean today. I'm a clean dude. All right, legends. Yeah, do everything you need to do. Hit the like button on the way out. Like the video, and then use the link in the description to get MDX Algo, get our products, use the trading bot, and also go over to the. I'll post it one more time at the end, guys. Everyone, go over here to our lovely MDX Algo tweet and compete to win some lifetime memberships because we would love to see you in there. So, guys, everyone, right now we're ending the stream. Click on that fucking link, and we'll see you in there. I'll see you on the flip side, legends. Goodbye.
Peace out, cheese.
Later.